today's episode, we have a new format. We're going to start with a special focus on a tribute to the life of Charlie Kirk. Then we will be moving on to our new and improved main features and bonus features with twice the links for all of that informational goodness. Now back to the station. Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 41 of the supplemental broadcast here on Alexandria Alternative Media Broadcasting and OK Copernicus production. I'm your host, Jess, but you can also call me Epitome or Burn Kid because I'm Epitome the Burn Kid. Please be sure to follow the entire archival project, hashtag YouTube Recommended Chronicles on X or Tumblr for the latest videos, music, memes, and more. Listen to the official soundtrack on SoundCloud, and if you're watching me on YouTube, please be sure to find me on Rumble and Odyssey to support my monetized platform. Or should anything happen to this channel, the party will continue over on the freer platforms. All links discussed in today's episode can be found below in the description box. And please be sure to subscribe, like, share, and follow, and tell a friend about all the platforms, projects we have going on here, and the many things that we cover here in our program. If you enjoy the music on the show, please be sure to watch my new electronic music practice vlog, Bleeps and Bloops and the Oons Oons Oons. And for deeper dives on the more spiritual and esoteric takes on the YouTube Recommended Chronicles, don't forget to check out my other podcast series, Pan Panen, Pious Prophetic Ponderings. Stay tuned after the credits for a special presentation of the YouTube Recommended Chronicles viewing key and legend, and this summer's Copernican update after the credits to catch up on the latest channel news, updates, and more. And now on with the show and today's special focus, a tribute to Charlie Kirk. I'm going to kick off our new format with a few words regarding recent events before getting into our main videos and bonus features. Our special focus today, and we'll do a different focus each episode from here on out, because I think it's a great idea and it's going to be fun. Today is on the assassination of Charlie Kirk in reference to our videos here. However, civil discourse, psyops, and predictive programming via pattern recognition are where I will place my focus on events, because that is the lens that not only shreds but combusts the last bit of veil they pretended to have, providing nothing more than maladaptive cover to the self-isolating, serpentine-styled initiates involved in this production. Let us always remember that Charlie did his best to put the civility back into civil discourse, and that alone made him a target to those who thrive on theatrical coercion and the abuse of artificially imposed hierarchical power dynamics. If anyone has paid attention to the so-called assassinations and assassination attempts, you cannot help but to pick up on the pacing of recurring patterns and patterned responses occurring reactively as the aftermath unfolds. Make no mistake about it that this grotesque form of politicized martyrdom was fabricated with the ill intentions of ruling through fear, herd mentality, and literal witchcraft in the form of bullets laden with engraven invocations intentionally aimed at the heart for this occult sacrifice ritual of an innocent with a radicalized nobody. The orchestrators of this crime are choosing to hide behind like the cowardice tricksters they have revealed themselves to be. The more we process and progress through these events, the more they overlap with and mimic similar events and setups over the past 5 years in particular. These patterns of tragedy, outrage reactions are no longer laid upon blind eye or deaf ears, as these patterns can be felt just as well as they are smelled from a mostly lengthy distance. It is more important now than ever to demand civility and civil discourse, because without both, we no longer have a civilization, as a decayed and diseased holding serves none of us any purpose, including our adversaries in these interesting, trying times. I am going to just state the obvious. The alphabet boys, they're occultist overlords, they drink with at the lodge, and the stakeholderist capital commies who fund them are no longer going to be able to shrug off creating JFK's Martin Luther King Jr.'s, Malcolm X's, or Charlie Kirk's. They also cannot act like they aren't behind creating Lincoln's, Reagan's, Elvis, or even the flavor of nightmare they caused for Britney Spears or Amanda Bynes, and many others enslaved by this conglomerate of secret societies that do the yellow-bellied trillionaires' bidding, sacrificing what free will or thought they think may put them on the chopping block or result in blacklisting through perpetual persecution with hopes of driving chronic ailment, instability, and disloyalty to leverage metaphysical strings of control. This black magic empire will crumble sooner if more of us care to engage in civil discourse as much as Charlie Kirk did. No matter one's opinion or allegiance to ideals, the one ideal we must stand together on if we wish to have a civilization worth living in is civility and civil discourse, being the crux of our civilization, while eradicating such useless notions of an impossible social contract or state-imposed initiative. Society starts with the ways and cultures of the citizens, not what theatrical production the self-declaring powers that aren't but will push through anyway with their brainwashed compliant zombie horde. And now, in memory of Charlie, some outstanding pieces on his work and memory. May his spirit go on to much bigger and better things, as he most certainly deserves it. The first video we have for this is More Conversation, Less Hate, The Immediate Aftermath by Russell Brand. The layout of Charlie Kirk's event doesn't make sense. This comes in from Redacted. Megyn Kelly reveals the truth about the trans phrases found, ... That comes from Megyn Kelly's page. Dad Saves America, Charlie Kirk, 1993 to 2025. That's on Dad Saves America. Neil Oliver, Speaking Out Can Get You Killed, on Neil Oliver's channel. Douglas Murray and Rita Panahi respond to Charlie Kirk on Sky News Australia. Victor Davis Hanson and Hugh react to the assassination of Charlie Kirk on Hugh Hewitt's channel. The Death of Charlie Kirk is the Turning Point on O'Keefe Media Group's channel. Charlie Kirk, an American hero from Awaken with JP. We just reached a tipping moment from Redacted. That video is a really good one. Be sure to check that out. Breaking Charlie Kirk killed by assassin in Utah from Redacted. And finally, You Don't Think I Belong Because I Am Black, Charlie Kirk versus a student from Turning Point USA. And that's a really good video too. That one's really good. If you want to check out what he's really about and not what the weirdos are saying, go check that one out. And with that, we're going to go on to today's featured video recommendations. Starting first up today on our main features comes from Academy of Ideas and is titled, Is This How the West Ends? These most mindful, philosophically focused pieces that both tie well into hidden history and current events simultaneously are a real treat, especially the illustrations and photographs they pull to produce these enlightening featurettes. Our next video, unfortunately, between writing the episode and filming it, was taken down. I'm going to read you what it was anyway, but in lieu of this, I'm just going to put you to the person's channel, their official channel, and you can go see their other work, because this video was epic and the powers that be, I guess, didn't like it. But it is second on deck, and the video is European Elites Terrified by Ava Vladingbroek Speaks Out. And that's from Ava Vladingbroek's channel. Go check out her channel for more, but this particular video vanished. I'm sorry about that. And it stands as a striking confirmation, well, it did, if you got to see it. Hopefully something similar will come back up, of what these so-called elites truly stand for while delivering a different message to the citizenry and actions towards everyone else involved. Take a look at her synopsis of EU politics through the lens of a history not nearly as far off or forgotten as these control oligarchs wished it was. Compare and contrast her summation with what you've witnessed and learned about through the years. And this has a lot to do with the EU. What does it stand for, and why are those countries stripped of their sovereignty? Definitely go check out her page for more on that. And the third video we have to showcase comes in from Canadian Reporter, titled Western Provinces Just Made a Massive Wexit. First we heard about Brexit, now Wexit. Is this a coming trend or just another facade failing and fading? We shall see. Fourth up today, even more confirmations from the digital ethers with the video government tracking pole shift from Space Weather News, Suspicious Observers. It's not just some radical theory or conspiratorial hubbub. It's a natural cycle and universal phenomenon that affects everything in this realm and other connected heavenly bodies as well. The documentary on the Earth disaster cycle is something I will share in the post here on YouTube and on the show once it releases on the aforementioned channel. I'll get everyone linked to that. Fifth on today's show, we pop on over to 2CTV for a look at the live stream titled French Patriots Target Macron's Palace After ... It would appear that the French Parliament has fallen again, and the dramas of the EU continue to roll out and unfold. There's a lot going on in the EU as of late, it would appear. And that brings us to our final video of our main selections today from the channel Promethean Update titled AFD Deaths Prove Globalist Desperation. Why there... The mosaic gains another layer throughout the European struggle for basic human rights against the depopulating replacement craze transhumanistically possessed, overprivileged, globalist despots. Things get medieval in Germany for members of the AFD political party. Check out that video for more on what happened to them. It wasn't very nice. And we have so much good stuff on today's bonus features, now with twice the links for twice the infotainment. Please check out these notable features Magic 8 Ball brought to my attention. Here we go. The timeline manipulation from the channel Conspiracy R Us. Life After White House. Big Mike, his story from Oso Melanin. How rigid is your thinking? That's something for everyone to think about from Richard Vobes. A bailout for humanity, Public Order 1.254.1 from the channel Rise Together. Take special note of the videos from channel Rise Together if you want a idea or a better understanding of what's underlining this JFK Jr. is alive and all of that. That's Rise Together covers that. Check them out for if you are just confused about what all that was, because I was, and now I know, and now it all makes a lot more sense. Thanks, Rise Together. And our next video is testing store-bought products. You will not like it. I didn't like it. Watch this video too. This is from the channel Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Empty San Francisco from Static in the Attic. Yeah, San Francisco's like not doing too good from the looks of it. It's wild. Go check that video out for more. The real reason for the rise in rape and why feminists won't mention it from the New Culture Forum. That's a very good one too. The American Idea from New Discourses. Tulsi Gabbard on the threat of the deep state from Tulsi Gabbard's channel. Taurus and hashtag Idiocracy6 from Joey B. Tunes. These people he finds are a mess. And our last bonus feature is Rocky Mountain Heist, How Colorado Was Bought from the channel Denver Visitor. Since now, OK Copernicus' home is here in Colorado, why not take a look? And finally, we're at my favorite part of the show. Yay. All right. Auspicious op-ed number 39. I could pose some words. I'm going to share them with you. I think these are pretty good words. The title tonight is Predictive Programming, Animated Retrospective, Esoteric Bubblegum Crisis, Bubblegum Crash. All right, so amazing music, thought-provoking plot, and transhumanist storylines that sometimes pull at the heartstrings are all parts of the many facets that make the 1987 anime cyberpunk classic OAV Bubblegum Crisis and its 1992 sequel OAV Bubblegum Crash excellent examples of predictive programming's timelines nearly intersecting a little too close for comfort to our current timeline we're watching unfold throughout the world around us. As always, links to this epic entertainment will be available in the description box below. We follow the story of the Night Sabers, their friends in the AD police, their contractors' interests, and the corporate overlords who cause the world to become overrun with many grades of androids called boomers that threaten the safety and well-being of all the inhabitants of Megatokyo. Bubblegum Crisis is an 8-part OAV that stands for Original Animation, designed for the straight-to-video market. It was really highly prevalent the last quarter of the 20th century. And it takes place in 2032 at the series start. The year 2032 is not too terribly far from now, only 7 years away currently, and there are a few key features I'd like to note on the landscape of Megatokyo in their universe for a start. An important nuance for our community to take notice of is that life in Megatokyo is primarily lived on artificial island extensions or underground, and most of the inhabitants are boomers or bionoid hybrid boomers. These synthetic life forms have been programmed and manufactured to believe that they are sentient beings deserving of rights and purpose, or they can be programmed to behave like mindless, highly militarized, and volatile parasitic weapons of mass destruction, not only to organic life, but to less agreeable members of their mechanized race and the AIs or servers that their systems are reliant on. Synthetic life, synergy, and singularity also align with other features foretold in this landscape, including militarized boomers and mecha becoming commonplace in civilian, private, and commercial life, the requirement of mecha hard suits and other armored military class vehicles and weaponry that are required to keep the peace with the control of the boomers in the city. Advanced black market and mercenary tech markets have expanded like invasive species under this globalized corporate military market being the main suppliers of employment during a technologically imposed labor shortage with no end in sight. Secret societies are fighting for their last stages of relevance in this boomer-dominated future, and 4 incredibly brave young women in armored power suits who care about humans and benevolent technology a great deal regularly have to help keep the peace when none of the other powers that be can do anything about it on their own for one reason or another. From the looks of our landscape in this universe, the Earth disaster cycle is probably a factor in the design of Megatokyo, combined with militarized corporations controlling the majority of the markets due to the lack of organic humans contributing to these markets, and the prevalence of for boomers by boomers business models. And depopulation has clearly hit the humans in this universe, and the replacement of human population with boomers may seem bad enough, but imagine boomers that get discontinued or banned, yet simulates the feelings and behaviors of humans as they were programmed to, lest we forget, all the boomers programmed to live as humans in the truest of senses. It would also be important to note that there is a mention of some nature being left in this futurescape, and the humans who still very much treasure their natural understanding of life and traditions make getting out of the city to live in the country life a dream or an ultimate goal to accomplish. Our 4 main characters, Celia, Pris, Lena, and Nene, are all young adults with very full lives who have come together to form the Night Sabers to help serve the people and interests of those who ask them for help dealing with out-of-control boomers, weaponry, and facilities related to their development. They each have a, career, they have friends, hobbies, and interests just like you or I. They just take their serving their community in a standing militia to a whole other level with cyberpunk style and flair. There are also quite the symbolic artistic statements being made through each episode in regards to the wide variety of villains, clients, friends, and other supporting characters. So many faces and facets of what would motivate any human to push or participate in markets and activities that are exclusively anti-human, with boomers who may or may not have anti-human sentiments or interests who now dominate much of society. Each installment of these OAVs focus on a different client who contracts the Night Sabers, a friend who asks them for help, or a matter involving boomers gets out of control for the AD police to handle on their own. All of the themes primarily center around the ethics of military corporate fusions, synthetic life dominating all facets of organic life, especially property and markets, the complications of a hybridized and globalized transhumanist society, and the impacts of singularity on everyone involved. Unlike my last op-ed where I'd suggest Robotech to kids of all ages, even though I got into Bubblegum Crisis when I was like 11 and I was like in 6th or 7th grade, I don't really remember what year that was, but the VHSs were great. The ratings people stamp an age on the DVD that's listed as 13 plus for the violence, language, and super brief nudity that was seemingly commonplace throughout this particular era of anime. While there is that epic girl power component saturating the script in all the right places, loved by so many, this is also a very popular classic across multiple media demographics who like fun cyberpunk and anime sci-fi that has a heart that serves up all the drama, mecha, and action, sprinkled most liberally throughout the storylines and plots. Don't forget to check out the description box for links to the Bubblegum Crisis and Bubblegum Crash playlists and Hurricane Live 2 for all the music videos and live concert footage from the series available on YouTube. And that brings us to the end of today's show. Our music selection featured today is coming on from my project Aztech Adventure and is titled Meanwhile in Paradise. The SoundCloud link will be available for you. And I'd like to go ahead and thank everyone for watching, and I would like to remind everyone to like, share, subscribe, and turn on those notification bells if you haven't yet. Please be sure to subscribe to Alexandria on Rumble or Odyssey and follow the YouTube Recommended Chronicles by following me, Epitome the Burn Kid, on X or Tumblr. And follow Copernican Records on SoundCloud for the latest from OK Copernicus Productions. As I like to tell you all in closing, stay safe, stay prepped, stay awesome, and keep being excellent to one another as we need it now in these times more than ever. I wish much plur to you and encourage you to art hard in whatever way expresses your soul's essence the best. Ptolemaic vibes, alchemical knowledge, banging beats, OK Copernicus. Catch y'all party peoples later. Epitome out. Bye, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Approaches and Methods to Make the Most of the Scrolling Archive on X and Tumblr. This is a supplemental key for the YouTube Recommended Chronicles that I post daily. If you are following that series and you're just like catching it in your feed, I actually have an intended way for it to be viewed if you want to use it for like research purposes or to like keep up with the grid working and possibly help me with a little grid working. I know you can hit that repost button and that like button just like I do. Grid working is where we, the people, kind of teach the internet and the algorithm to, and the ethers and the astral. It's not just the 3D, it's also the 4D and the 5D. We are reprogramming the consciousness of all the things. We're getting it away from what the, the powers that be want to have us focus on for their interests and benefits. And we're not here for their interests and benefits. This is a free will realm. We're here to live. We're here to learn, and we're here to be happy and be peaceful and excellent. So if you want to be a part of this experiment where I do this archive, you go through it, you learn from it, you click on whatever videos move you or whatever speaks to you, and you get downloads as you learn, and as you repost and as you share these things, other people get to learn what you're learning, the algorithms get to learn what you're learning, the AIs get to learn what you're learning, and you get to be a very big influence behind the scenes. Wow, I just saw the 144 on the timer. Now I sound like the tarot readers. It's ridiculous. By the way, I'm not one of the tarot readers, but I do share a lot of tarot because, there's a lot going on right now. We have to learn all of the crafts, it would appear. We need to really understand what's around us so that people can't just come in and, just make up stuff and get away with stuff and just go, I'm an authority figure and I'm going to get what I want. So if you are following the YouTube Recommended Chronicles, you probably are, interested in the things that people don't really want people to hear about. So there's an actual order that I post this every day. I post daily, and I do it in really big chunks. I don't do this intermittently throughout the day. I sit down and I hunker down for a right good bit, and I hammer this out in an actual concise logical order so that if you went and clicked on either profile on X or Tumblr, you can easily scroll back the past few days without typing in any search criterias to locate hashtags and dates for what I've posted. If you wanted to go further back into the archive and use the search function to, I started doing this archive back in 2022. I've been really at this project for a good bit. It was on Facebook until it was kicked off of there. So let me go ahead and tell you the order. Sometimes I do 2 chunks if I'm given a lot by my friendly co-curator, Magic 8 Ball, my good buddy Algorithm, who gives me all this info to share with all of y'all. So if, and also if I need a break, sometimes I do take a break, but I never, ever, ever let the integrity of the archive slip. If I do take a break, it's normally not for more than 24 hours, and I have it caught up within 24 to 48 hours based on post limits, because that's the only thing that ever gets in the way of my work is post limits. Nothing else gets in the way of my work. Okay, well, shadow banning, but let's not even go into that. All right, so here's the post rhythm, basically. I'm looking at my notes. Sorry if I'm kind of rude. So it will go in chunks of tarot for the current micro, macro, storyline with the, secret societies, conspiracies, elites, earth angels, star seeds, etc. If you're in on that storyline, I post that in concise chunks daily, once or twice a day. The next chunk after that chunk is normally current events, documentary, and infotainment. I do a chunk of that. Then I do a chunk of music videos, healing frequencies. So there's a chunk of audio that I do. Then there will be a chunk of memes and visual art and articles, if there's any articles for me to share. And the memes will basically separate your day or half day. Based on how much I've been given to share in my grid working, so to say. All right. Sorry for that clang right there. It's loud. Okay. So, yeah, if you scroll through that, and I can't really tell you what time I update it daily because it's not really consistent. All I can tell you is once or twice a day, there will be a whole slew of new posts, and you can actually see where you are by where the memes leave off. And a really good hint is if there is a source message of the day for that day of posting, the source message of the day will be with the memes and the visual art, and you will that's a good date stamp for you. Everything in the archive is hashtagged with YouTube Recommended Chronicles, and is also hashtagged with The Great Awakening and The Great Remembrance, and then any other hashtags that need to go with it, and that's on Tumblr. On X, it just has this paragraph that I stamp with hashtags for the basic communities that follow this and what's basically in it, with a little more information. So I hope that helps give everyone some idea of the pacing, if you wanted to go back and treat it like an archive, so that you can actually sit down and, really review the materials, pick and choose what you want to learn more about, and focus on the areas that pique your interest. I try to make it well organized and easy to go through day by day and find what you want to look at in a matter of minutes. It really doesn't take that long to go through the feed once I get it up. So I hope that helps everyone make better use of the archive. please share and pass this around to anyone you know, or any communities who are watching my show and would like, or following my project and would like a better guide at how to get the most out of following it. Because I post it in a way that I can go back and I can put together my podcast. I can pull up the different information and have everything well organized and ready to get a show out and produce. So if you guys have usages for this information or your own projects, please feel free to help with the grid working and repost and share as much of this stuff as possible, especially if it piques a certain interest of you. The more we work the grid, the more the bad stuff that they want to flood us with that makes us like vibe low and helps with their, mind control agenda and their propaganda and all of that. When we shoot back what we want to hear about and what we want to talk about and what we care about, we get to rework that grid. So part of being a good citizen, I think, is being a good grid worker and putting good stuff on the internet so the internet's a better place. So if you want to help me with that, I'd really appreciate it. And yes, just following and watching and, just participating on the easiest levels, it helps. Every minute watched of a video helps it get more ground in the algorithm. So remember, even though it might seem a lot, it might seem daunting, just a couple hours a day, and you just change how you approach the internet and how you use it, the internet is actually going to learn from you and it's going to alter its behavior. So instead of the internet influencing us, why don't we be grown-ups and be humans about this, and let's go influence the internet and make it the internet that we want, while it's still here. So yeah, I will catch you guys next time. And if you have anything to say about the Chronicles or anything you want to suggest that I even take a look at or whatever, please leave it in the comments, and I will see you guys next time on one of my next productions. I know I've got something coming out soon. Like soon, like next week. See you guys then. Bye. Ptolemaic views, alchemical knowledge, banging beats. Okay, Copernicus. Hi there, everybody. It's Epitome the Burn Kid here, back with another Copernican update, summer 2025 here on Alexandria Alt Media Broadcasting. So this is the channel news and updates across all the platforms that I am operating. Let's start with expansion plans. Negotiating some project collaborations with other artists and creators currently. I will have more to update on that front come our fall edition. I am also expanding Alexandria to Odyssey this fall to reach further viewers, and we'll be looking into a more interactive platform for skill shares, lectures, discussions, and what I'd like to dub private practice philosophy and consulting for New Earth and Ascension matters to serve both individuals and small groups. Some humanities study and tutoring is also going to be a part of interactive offerings after I complete more research on the different platforms. Please leave any suggestions about platforms in the comments for me, please, if you have any good ones. I'd love to go check that out. And my new music project vlog, Bleeps and Bloops and the Oons Oons Oons, has made a splash with episodes 1 and 2. I focused on breaks for episode 1 and techno for episode 2. And I'm looking forward to exploring lots of new genres each episode, not only limited to EDM, but all genres of electronic music. So on the docket for episode 3, I'm going to do trance. Episode 4 is going to be house. 5 is going to be down tempo, and 6 is going to be a focus on hip hop with a bit of boom bap. So definitely stay tuned for all of that. I look forward to exploring so many genres as I put these out roughly every other week. I'm trying to not annoy my neighbors too much as I film that. And Busby by Burn Kid version 2.0 is now available in both stereo and surround sound up to 4K on YouTube. But due to upload limits, only the 540p stereo version is available on Rumble. The improvements are well worth the rewatch for the sound. The sound is so much better. This is my last full-length feature until 2026, but the new music and music videos will continue intermittently for the rest of the year across SoundCloud, Rumble, YouTube, Odyssey, and X. Supplemental Broadcast, Episode 40, and Pan Panen Pious Prophetic Ponderings, Episode 15, are available on both YouTube and Rumble, coming soon to Odyssey. I am currently writing Episode 41 and Episode 16 of those podcast series. These should be uploaded over the next couple of weeks. If you enjoyed the last op-ed on Robotech, which kicked off the first in a 10-part series titled The Esoteric Predictive Programming Animated Retrospective, stay tuned for the second piece in the series where I cover Bubblegum Crisis and Bubblegum Crash. Then I shall take on Rainbow Bright, Yes It Matters Today, kids, on our third installment to keep the party going. I am also about to release a viewing key for the YouTube recommended chronicles so that everyone can get the absolute most out of my ongoing divinely transmitted scrolling, streaming, infotainment, DIY, introspective mystery school that I post daily on X and Tumblr with my friendly electro-algorithmic co-curator and co-creator and download master Magic 8 Ball. He's a really awesome algorithm. I love him. He blinks at me. He's sweet. I'm very happy to be serving my communities with my spiritual gifts, including electrokinesis, logic kinesis, and all the clairs, just to name a few. That's right, kids, I'm an Esper too. I am honored to be one of the living words, seers, healers, and auspicious incarnations, aiding in the great awakening with all the other light workers, grid workers, and other key helpers. Shout out to all the other Blu-ray starseeds, earth angels, espers, and real heads that have banded together to form a better realm the right way. Unlike those who seem to have the reins, even though they don't really know what to do with them aside from abuse them, which is like glaringly obvious if you watch any of my podcasts. So if you want to hear me give people the business, I don't just make music. Go to my podcast; it's pretty great. And that wraps up this summer's Copernican update. I'll be back in the fall, let you know what we've accomplished, what's new, what's upcoming, and what might be added to the repertoire. If you have any ideas, all the info is down in the description box below. Go ahead, send me an email, leave something in the comments, and all the links to check out everything that I mentioned is going to be in the description box below as well. It's been excellent to be back with everyone again. As always, we have our new thing now. We're getting used to the new thing. Ptolemaic vibes, alchemical knowledge, banging beats, okay, Copernicus, yes. And the other thing I always say to you guys, because it's been a bit since I've said it, stay safe, stay prepped, stay awesome, and please keep being excellent to one another. We don't have enough excellence in this world. Look around you. Be excellent, all right? All right. I'll catch you guys next time. Epitome out. Bye, everyone. Ptolemaic views, alchemical knowledge, banging beats. Okay, Copernicus.